tower. The white building with the green roof housed the fog signal. The two buildings that looked like houses were used as homes by the lightkeepers. There was one for the head keeper, one for his assistant. They usually lived out here with their families, and generally they were on the islands from about mid-April through late November. Sometimes a little earlier or later in the year, depending on the weather. But whenever it was nice enough that there would have been shipping traffic, the lightkeepers had to be here to keep the lights operating. Just left of the light tower, you might be able to see at least the roof of a small brick building. Looks kind of like an outhouse. That was actually the fuel storage building. It's pretty heavily constructed, made of a couple layers of brick. The inside's lined with steel. The roof is also made of steel and only loosely connected to the rest of the building. It was designed so that if their fuel were to have caught fire and caused an explosion, what would hopefully have happened is that the roof would have blown off and away from the lighthouse. So that at worst, they would have lost their fuel, but hopefully it would not have destroyed the lighthouse. Just in front of the two keepers' buildings, there's another little building that looks kind of like an outhouse, and that one actually is. We're going to turn one more time, and we'll continue on our way. As we start coming around, you can see that right on this part of the island, there's a flat ledge of stone. This is one of the landings out here. It's one of several different places where small boats can get in and deliver people to visit the lighthouse. Along with being a landing, this one is also kind of a historic site. Back in 1928, President Calvin Coolidge visited the islands, and he ended up having lunch right here on the shores of Devil's Island. This was a pretty big event. There were about half a dozen boats carrying the President and Secret Service agents guarding him, along with the press that was documenting the whole thing. The lightkeeper here was kind of upset when he found out that it cost over $7,000 to bring the president out for the day. Now, of course, it's a bargain by today's standards for a presidential trip like that. At the time, though, it was about 4 times the lightkeeper's annual salary. He thought this was just a colossal waste of money that could have been much better spent by improving conditions here at the lighthouse or by